Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Today I'm going to go over a few random DDO topics, and also I want to talk a little bit about my build and some unfortunate realizations I've come across recently. While I do that, I'm going to run some Epic Hard, Battle for Evening Star. I can do this on Epic Elite solo, but I'm just going to stick with Epic Hard because I'm mainly just doing this for 1, heart seeds, and 2, some gameplay just to keep you guys entertained while you watch this. Alright, so lately I've been doing a lot of math on the damage that my build can put out, and I've been comparing the different two-handed fighting weapon types. And I came to some sad realizations about my build. Basically, the two weapons I was comparing were the Thunderforged Falcon and the Thunderforged Great Axe. No matter, basically, well, I'll spare you the math, but basically the result is they're very, even with the Dwarven Axe enhancements, the difference in DPS between the two is very marginal. They're basically the same. And I was completely wrong before I started this build. I thought that the Great Axe would have a much more of an edge over the Falcon than it did. And that was one of the major reasons I went Dwarf, was because I was going to be rocking the Great Axe and I wanted the extra damage enhancements. But now that I found out that the Falcon's actually not any worse than the Great Axe, even on a Dwarf, even with the damage enhancements, the Great Axe is only a little bit better. It makes it so all the action points that I put into the enhancements, it really makes it not worth it, because there are so many other things I could do with those action points that would make my character overall a lot better than the tiny marginal extra bit of DPS that I'm getting from the Great Axe, which, as I've said, according to the math, isn't much at all. I'm going to bring up my enhancement tree real fast here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can see, 17 points for basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra damage with axes is a lot. Now I'm also getting some hit points in Constitution here, but 17 points is a big investment of action points. And after looking through all the trees, I found out that my build is going to be a lot better overall if I just dump all the points, take all the points out of the Dwarf tree and put them in the Sacred Defender tree. Now, I'm only a 15 Cleric, 3 Paladin, 2 Monk right now. I'm only 3 Paladin. So because of that, I can only get up to tier 3. But when I redo my build, I'm definitely going to go 4 Paladin, 1 Monk, or 1 Fighter. Probably 1 Fighter for haste boost. But with 4 Paladin, I can stick the 17 APs into the 4th tier of Sacred Defender, and that's going to get me all kinds of goodies. It's going to get me, first of all, the 2nd tier of Improved Defensive Stance. It will get me both plus 20% hit points and plus 6 strength, and it will also get me 10% movement boost right here. So when you consider that I'm getting 6 damage here, it's pretty much the same effect as putting it into this tree and getting the 6 strength. It's very negligible DPS wise, and it opens up, and this locks me into using the Great Axe, whereas here I can use the Falcon. So it really doesn't make any sense to put these points in the tree, because I get the same DPS boost just about, plus more, by putting it in the Sacred Defender tree and going 4 Pally. And the big boost is, even though I'm losing some hit points in Constitution here, I'm gaining a enhancement here that's going to give me plus 20% hit points, so I'm actually going to gain about 100 hit points overall, so I'll be solidly over 1,000 hit points after I redo my build. And because I'm going to be putting nothing in this tree, in this dwarf tree, it makes no sense to be dwarf anymore. So I'm going to be either human or purple dragon knight. Probably human, because even though purple dragon knight would give me about the same effect, actually they have almost the same tree. Purple dragon knight's tree is actually a little better. I won't be putting tons into that tree anyway, just probably the 1 point for the human versatility boost. But the reason I would go human, of course, is because they get an extra feat. If I'm not going to put any points into the racial tree, it makes no sense to be dwarf, because by going human, I get an extra feat. So that extra feat also will cancel out with the 1 monk level I'm losing, because right now I am 15 cleric, 3 pally, 2 monk. I will be 15 cleric, 4 pally, 1 monk. So I'm going to lose 1 feat from dropping a monk level, but I'm going to gain a feat from being human, so it's going to be a wash. So I'll be able to take the same feats. And my overall experiment with evasion on this build has proved that it's just not worth it. After the heavy armor changes, heavy armor is clearly better, and that MMR and PRR is just amazing in Epic Elite. So there's no reason for me to have 2 monk levels if I don't have to. So it was a bit of a sad realization, because I had not planned to TR again. I wanted to stay with this build at cap for a long time, but I just cannot stand playing a build that's suboptimal for what I want the build to be. So I've thought a lot about it, and I'll probably TR fairly soon. Maybe as soon as this weekend. I'm going to think about it a little bit more, but I also had my YouTube channel in mind for this. If I do TR, it's going to be able to allow me to run videos through all kinds of new content, all the kinds of, well, not new content, but you won't just see the epic content. It'll open this YouTube channel up to showing off a lot more content, and it'll also show off my battle cleric build and playstyle at many different levels, not just at the epic level. The heroic levels are quite different, because on heroics I actually have to serve as party healer on a regular basis. On epics I don't, because once people get those epic destiny abilities with the cocoon and consecrated ground and such, I don't need to heal as much. But at heroics I regularly serve as party healer, so it will be a little different. But this works out fairly well if I do that TR, because these 17 points will give me almost the 21 I need for this to get all these goodies that I want. I need about 21 points in this tree, so I'm a bit short. Let me see, 15. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I'll have enough here, so I won't be short. But I will want to put about 4 points into the fighter tree for the haste boost. And now that I think about it, human has a lot of good qualities that damage boost might actually make the DPS better. Certainly I'll have better burst DPS, because I can combine, if I take haste boost, I'll be able to combine the haste boost with the human versatility damage boost. So that combination makes some really nice burst DPS. So overall, a sad realization, but one that I'm happy to go through with. I'm happy to TR, because even though it'll take me a while to get back up to cap, I would rather work on improving my build than to stay with a suboptimal build at cap. Also with human, I think it will insulate the build a lot from future changes and future nerfs and tweaks in the game design by the developers, because humans as a race are always going to be a good choice, never a bad choice. And I don't see the extra feat and the human versatility damage boost ever being a gimpy choice. And with the changes to the class trees, the strength of having a what am I going to say? The half orc or dwarf weapon damage enhancements is very much negated when we have all these great new melee power boosting enhancements that are better deals than other trees like Sacred Defender and Knights of the Chalice, and who knows what they'll come out when the final changes will come out for Barb. It might make sense for me even to splash a Barb level. Who knows? You know, actually, now that I think about it, it probably won't, since I'd have to give up Pally, since you can't have both Pally and Barb splashed. But you never know. So I don't know when yet. I've still got quite a few things to do at Cap before I can TR. I've got to collect enough heart seeds, which I'm about halfway there right now. And where am I going with this level? Okay, we need to go north. I'm about halfway there right now with my heart seeds. Oop, invisible wall. Okay. About halfway there with heart seeds. I've also got to do some more Mark of Deaths. I have 8 Mark of Deaths done so far. The heck, where the heck do I go? Am I missing something? Oh, I've got to light the things.
The bright glow of the bonfire should discourage drow patrols from coming this way.
Oh, here we go. Anyways, we'll see what the Barb changes come up with, but overall I think that TRing into human is going to be a safe choice, and once I do that, I think it'll allow me to have a build that will be worth it. And as I said, the Dwarf and Half-Orc races I think I can thoroughly roll out, because the direction of the game seems to be putting a lot of melee power into these class enhancement trees, and the racial trees are kind of paling in comparison. But interesting to see if they ever do a pass on the racial trees like they're doing on the class trees. I wouldn't expect that though. Definitely not anytime soon. Overall, I wish I would have put a little more effort into researching the build. Those Pally enhancements did come out about the same time as I TR'd, so I could have paid a little more close attention. I was really shifting forward and back about that 4th Pally level, and now I wish I would have taken it. Now, an alternate for TRing to human is I could, as I said, go with a PDK, which would be the exact same thing for me, and the only difference would be the cosmetic look, which I'm still considering doing that. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll try out a PDK. I do own the race, and see if I can stand the cosmetic look. I think they did a bit of a lazy job on the PDKs. They used the half-orc animations, and those drive me nuts. I spent my last life, I was a half-orc battle cleric on a similar build, and one of the reasons I went away from the race was because the melee animations are so choppy compared to the human or dwarf or any other race, and I just couldn't stand it. And I'm assuming the PDK animations will be choppy as well. And I'm also just not big into the hunchback thing for the PDKs, so I'm thinking, even though it's going to be a longer grind, I'd almost rather go human, just because I can stand to look at them. I know that's a silly reason to grind out an extra 15 levels, but for me it would be worth it. And as I said, I don't mind going back to 1, because it means I'll have a lot more content and a lot more level ranges to show off for this build in this YouTube stream. Or stream, it's not a stream, but this YouTube channel. So this quest isn't too hard. The main thing is you just have to find all the mobs and light these bonfires. Actually, those are optionals. My fault. When the NPCs hit me with blur, that's kind of funny. It's weird that I can get blurred even though I have a perma blur item on. True smoke buckles. Those aren't a bad item. I already have a pair, but why not? I'll throw them on the auction house. Maybe get a couple shards out of it. I did break down and buy some shards the other day because I wanted to buy some of those augments off the auction house. And that brings me to another point about TRing. Another reason I didn't want to TR is they have new adventure packs, new content coming out fairly soon, and if I TR, I'm not going to get to experience it on this character, although I do have another character. I have a Warforged fighter level 24, and when the Barb, I'm probably going to use his, I still have his plus 20 heart, I'm probably going to use him on use that on him and turn him into a 20 Barb Frenzied Berserker. I'm thinking I've really never had, he's been sitting there as a fighter and for the longest time, and if I turn him into a Barb, it would be an easy way kind of to get him some healing. I've never put in the work to grind his epic destinies up to a point where he can get Cocoon and use it. He has the legendary Dreadnought tree filled out, but he doesn't have any of the other trees filled out, and I just have not wanted to put in the time to grind all those destinies out. I hate doing that. I hate running off destiny, and even on this character I don't have all of his destinies filled out. I stopped as soon as I got enough action points for the twists I needed.
You've secured most of the village from drow patrols.
Alright, we got one more area here.
To find their field headquarters.
Alright, so on to my second topic. Now I've talked enough about my build. Two other topics I wanted to talk about. Since we're on the topic of Barbs and Frenzied Berserkers, I'll go ahead and talk about the changes that the developers have implemented, or have suggested since my last video. If you watched my Barb changes video, you'll have already gotten the message that I'm not too happy with the direction they went in a lot of these trees. And they did announce today a few changes in the Frenzied Berserker tree. Basically, Severlin, the developer, looks like they broke down and they added more DPS to the Barb trees. In particular, they added some extra melee power into the, not into the trees, let me be clear, just the Frenzied Berserker tree. So as of right now, according to all the calculations that I saw on the forums by the awesome math guys who crunched all the numbers, the Barb Frenzied Berserker now leads the DPS Paladin by 10% in DPS, approximately, Frenzied Berserker. So that's a good sign. It looks like the Frenzied Berserker is now the top melee DPS in the game. So that's a really good thing. Right now, Paladins with Holy Sword is kind of the top cream of the crop. But if they make Barbs the best DPS, that's definitely, even though they're not going to be self-sufficient, that's going to give people a reason to play them. Because as I said in my previous Barb changes video, even if Barbs aren't technically the best class in the game overall, people are going to play them in droves if they put out big numbers. People love seeing big numbers. Alright, we've got to find our way over to the east side of the map somehow. And we might have an invisible wall here. Or lag. That too. Yep. Visible walls. Alright. So the other topic I want to discuss a bit was Twitch. I haven't updated you guys on where I stand on the whole Twitch situation, because as I said in my Twitch video, I was considering getting involved with the live stream, and I'm still considering it, still considering sending Cordovan a message. But as of right now, I came to the conclusion that I wasn't going to do the live stream. I'm happy doing this YouTube channel, and I'm happy to continue making videos for it and growing it. that's keeping me thoroughly entertained for now, and I just don't want to commit to a set schedule right now. Now I am doing a good job of uploading twice a week, and that's my goal right now, to do approximately one gameplay video and maybe one general news discussion type video a week, and I've been sticking to that. But I don't want to make the commitment right now. I have a lot going on in my life, my personal life right now, and it's not and I have other projects away from DDO that I've wanted to commit to, and I just don't want to make that commitment. But other than that, I did mess around with the software, and I tried my very best. I've had all kinds of issues trying to stream Twitch or DDO on Twitch in the past, and I actually gave XSplit a try, and I tried to do some streams last weekend, and they just wouldn't work out. It's just too laggy. I can't get the Twitch feed to stream properly. I tweaked the settings like crazy, all that I could, but I still couldn't get a good connection. And I also tried OBS, the operating broadcasting software, and I had the same issues. Just could not get a good stream. So even if I wanted to stream for DDO, I just can't. My computer, just the specs aren't up to the job. And I think I've been running around in circles in this quest. I think I need to just go to the end. I thought that the Drove Field headquarters was to the east here, but maybe it's not. It might just be this end area in the south. That's what it might be referring to. So I'll just head that way. So overall, I'm still open to Twitch, to streaming on Twitch, and if they really wanted me to do it, I would, if my my computer would allow it. And if they just wanted me to upload videos to their YouTube channel, I'd be all for that too. But for right now, it seems like they've got enough commitments. There's at least 4 or 5 other people who have committed to live streaming on Twitch. So I feel they're in a good place right now. I think I am going to send Cordovan a message this week and just say, hey, here's my YouTube channel. I really don't have the technical specs to upload or run a stream, but if you want to do something with YouTube, I'm all open for it. One thing I've been thinking about doing is, I'm having a bit of a trouble, as you can see in this video. It's hard for me to play and also read notes that I've taken on what I want to talk about and keep my thoughts going at the same time as playing. I'm considering doing some non-live gameplays and then talking over them. At the same time, I don't know if I want to do that because it takes away from me actually commenting and giving realistic comments on the gameplay, which I do like to do. So I'm not sure if I want to go that route. If nothing else, I think I would only do that for my videos like this, where I'm concentrated more on the topics that I want to discuss and not so much the gameplay. For my Epic Elite solo videos and Elite solo videos, stuff like that, I definitely would not do a non-live commentary. But for these type of videos, I'm thinking about doing it because I'm doing this. I'm putting this channel together and running this YouTube channel for personal gain as well. I want to improve my speech skills. It's a skill set that I don't think I'm particularly good at, and I actually have another YouTube channel on different topics that I created for this purpose as well. But I want to become a better public speaker and just a better speaker in general. I think it would help me in my job, my real life job. So if I can speak while I'm, not while I'm running the content live, it would also improve the quality of the commentary and the quality of the videos overall. So that's something I definitely want to do. Alright, this quest wasn't so bad. Thanks for bearing with me as I ran in circles there for a while. But I did get it finished, and I will get my 2 heart seeds. I could have just run that on Epic Norm, but I didn't want to bore you all too much. Alright, back to evening, started to collect my seeds. And that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you keep watching. And if you do enjoy the channel and the content, do me a favor and maybe tell a guildie or a friend. Tell them about my channel, see if they are interested in this stuff too, see if they want to watch. I'm putting time and effort into this channel, and if I'm going to do that, I do want people to watch. I want as many people to watch as possible. And I'm going to continue to do this channel no matter if I have 10 subscribers or 100 subscribers. But I do want people to watch. So if you can help me out and spread the word a little bit, I'd appreciate it. I try to spread the word. I don't want to spam people on the forums, but I do try to put the link in my signature on the forums so people can find out about it. But just saying, if you know anyone you think they might enjoy the channel, feel free to send my name out there. So that's all for now. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you all next time.